Good evening, I'm Lauren Reimer.
And I'm Taylor Thompson. Here's what's coming up next on Panthervision.
These individuals who sell this garbage ought to be hung.
A Milwaukee alderman wants to hang some UWM area store owners. We'll tell you why.
You may have seen this strange contraption around campus. No need to Google it. We'll tell you about it.
Last time it ended in chaos. We'll take you to the latest education rally.
The Badgers are nationally ranked, but how about the UWM football team? What? You didn't know UWM has a football team? We'll explain in sports.
From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UWM Panthervision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
New details tonight on the students arrested during the March 2010 protest at UWM.
15 students were arrested and charged when protesters tried to force their way into Chapman Hall. Each student pled not guilty to the charges, but during a rally this month, Education Rights Campaign member Rachel Madison announced the charges have been dropped. Panthervision contacted Vice Chancellor Tom Lujak to confirm. He said UWM would support dropping the charges if the students arrested agreed to do community service. 14 out of the 15 students arrested took Lujak's offer. Student Josh Lindquist did not, and he will have his day in court.
Charges being dropped doesn't end the issue, though. Some of the same students who were arrested who were at last semester's rally held another one. Police were on standby to make sure protesters stayed under control. Panthervision's Annie Ambrosius has the story.
Rachel Madison knows how to get a crowd going, just like she did during the March 4th protest. But unlike the chaos in spring, this time, it isn't getting physical. It's called the National Day of Action to Defend Public Education. Students from the Education Rights Campaign and Students for a Democratic Society are rounding up supporters.
No fees! Education will be free!
Rachel Madison is one of the 16 students arrested during spring's protest.
Education!
She says her views on UWM remain the same.
We want to protect our public institutions and make sure that the goal of this university is to educate people, not to make a profit.
The recent 5.5% tuition hike and campus wage cuts are hot-button issues. Sarah Grzinski is a new member of Students for a Democratic Society. She says after hearing about the arrest during spring's protest, she's trying to keep her cool.
I'm very nervous, but I've been scoping out for cops and trying not to say, F the police. And they're here to do their duty, and we're here to try to get our voices heard.
Students took the protest from Space Plaza, marched all around campus, and ended the rally here. And although protesters at this rally acted peacefully, there was certainly no lack of passion.
We say fight back!
In Milwaukee, I'm Andy Ambrosius for Panthervision.
Nobody was arrested during the rally. Panthervision tried to interview police during the march, but they declined to comment.
Next year at this time, UWM will likely have a new chancellor. Chancellor Carlos Santiago resigned in October to become head of the Hispanic College Fund in Washington, D.C. The process of finding a new chancellor will take a while.
Beginning of March, when we would have a chance.
The UW system president, Kelvin Riley, says in the monthly faculty senate meeting, and he gave his impression of the kind of person that UWM needs.
I think there are lots of complicated pieces to get there, and I think we need somebody who is enthusiastic and supportive of the general direction and is a good enough leader and manager to help put those pieces together, keep putting them together in a way that will get us there.
Whatever the positive words I can think of, passion.
Riley has appointed a 25-person search committee, which will start its work next month. So the hunt for a new chancellor at UWM is on.
And as Panthervision's Lauren Robertstead reports, you might be swept away when you learn who's on the search committee.
Students at UWM might recognize a few of the names and faces on the search committee for the new chancellor. Maybe you recognize the head of the search committee as a past professor, or shared a row in a class with one of the students on the board. After all, who would you expect to be on the committee?
Yeah, probably professors mostly, yeah.
The 25-person search committee for the new chancellor includes faculty and staff, students, and someone who works in this office.
I am a custodian on campus, working in Chapman Hall.
Moss has been at UWM for 25 years. For the last 14 years, he's been taking care of the building the new chancellor will keep office in.
It's just good, to be rank and file, to be part of a process that's very important. It's the selection of a university chancellor. So again, we are very thrilled and honored and just happy that we are going to be at the table in this decision-making process.
Student Association President Travis Romero Boeck says all staff members play a role in choosing the most important position on campus.
There are different, and I don't know the breakdown. I'd have to look at it. There are different constituencies that get represented. There are obviously community members and I believe alumni and students.
Moss says everybody has a special place in the university.
We all work together to make this university run, whether it's the president of the system or the person that empties the trash. It doesn't matter.
For Panthervision, I'm Lauren Roberts.
All members will meet for the first time on November 10th. Student Association Vice President Angela Lang tells Panthervision she expects the meeting to be a briefing of what's to come with the search. Well, the results of the October 14th United Council referendum have been announced. About 1,000 UWM students participated in the online vote. 68% voted to join the United Council. Beginning in the spring 2011 semester, UWM will join the 19 other colleges that belong to the statewide organization. The group has more than 140,000 members within the UW system. The United Council is a nonprofit group that advocates for student rights and interests.
A new smoking ban in Milwaukee is causing a stir around campus, and it may have sent some students rushing to get their supply before it's too late. Panthervision's Chuck Engel has the hookup.
Fake weed has been outlawed. Sold under names like K2, King Kong, and Cloud9. The Milwaukee Common Council's 14-1 vote will ban the leafy blends at the end of the month.
I would urge my council members to not send it back to committee and pass this piece of legislation.
But the ban will have another kind of effect on businesses near UWM.
First and foremost, I wanted to refer this back to committee to give that business owner and any other business owners an opportunity to have their day in court, so to speak, and to explain to a committee how he'd like to either change or amend the ordinance.
Nick Kovac, alderman for the UWM district, was the only council member to vote against the ban.
So, I mean, depending on how you interpret this, I'm not even sure what we're making illegal.
Well, the debate got heated.
Point of order.
In the end, Kovac's voice was overpowered by sponsors of the bill.
These individuals who sell this garbage and make money off of this poison ought to be hung.
David Kelly, owner of Atomic Glass on Locust Street, is one of these individuals Alderman Bob Donovan wants to send to the gallows.
Frankly, considering the source of the comment, I take it as an honor.
He says demand around campus is very high.
These blends are a significant enough part of our sales that with the ban having passed, we're looking at things like cutting hours, quite possibly laying off employees. It's a very serious impact on us.
Although the ban may affect Atomic Glass in the short run, Kelly says there are options.
One can spend about $30,000 to $40,000 in court to challenge this ordinance.
In Milwaukee, I'm Chuck Engel for Panthervision.
The ban took effect on Friday. Other communities such as Waukesha are considering similar bans.
Well, if you haven't done it yet, government health officials say you should. For the first time, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is recommending everyone over the age of 6 months get a flu shot. CDC used to encourage flu shots only for the elderly and those with chronic illnesses or weakened immune systems. Norris Health Center is sponsoring 3 more flu shot clinics. The clinics are scheduled for October 26th and the 28th in Sandburg Hall. The Sandburg clinics run from 3 until 7. The last clinic is on November 10th in the Union Ballroom from 9 until 4:30. Cost for students is $10. Well, you take the flu and cold season and mix in a little stress, you have a prescription for sickness, but there is a way you can reduce the stress of midterm exams. Panthervision's Lindsay Spa reports.
A living room can be comfy and cozy, but may not be the best place to do homework.
Yeah, I'll get stuff done, but it just takes me like probably an hour longer than what it should.
UWM sophomore Erica Katazonik studies somewhere else.
Hi, may I please speak to John?
At work when calling alumni for donations. But her job isn't the only thing keeping her busy.
Yeah, it's a lot. I have one Monday, one today, 2 tomorrow, 1 Thursday.
That's the number of exams Erica has this week.
5 midterms can be quite stressful, but here at Kenwood Methodist Church, there's a teacher who knows how to deal with that problem.
Again, without pauses, without jerks, and without hesitation.
No, students aren't learning how to nap. Warren Garstecki is teaching meditation.
And while your intellect is important for you to function in the world, there's times when you should give it a rest.
He says it helps people to observe and heal themselves. Stress will always be part of a college life, but a meditation class could help for a peaceful semester.
Through meditation, you're starting to delve into your unconscious mind.
In Milwaukee, I'm Lindsay Spa for Panthervision.
The Norris Health Center also offers free stress treatment. There are 30-minute appointments with a health educator to develop plans to manage stress.
Coming up next on Panthervision, catch a glimpse of an interesting asset available to UWM courtesy of Google Maps.
And you can keep your spare change in your piggy bank from now on, and upgrade to parking makes this possible.
And later, some things you wouldn't expect to see in a rugby match.
University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Visit uwm.edu for information.
It happens every day. It doesn't stop when you reach a certain age. We're all of us learning, even now. You see something in a person's face and see all they struggle to learn. It could be we are here solely to remind each other what must not be missed or ignored, but celebrated. When do we stop learning? Maybe never.
In Chinese medicine, that the body has to move.
Thanks for watching UWM Panthervision, Judge Best Student Newscast by the Northwest Broadcast News Association. Panthervision is produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication in association with Milwaukee Area Technical College.
There's some new technology rolling around campus.
Google came to UWM and brought along its new gadget, a tricycle. But it's not just any tricycle. This one has a 360-degree camera mounted on top to capture images for googlemaps.com. The data collected will become a virtual map of every path on campus, much like the current Street View feature. UWM plans to use the data to improve campus maps and develop mobile apps that will allow students to plot their class schedules. UWM has been on the waiting list for more than a year and will be the first school in Wisconsin to have this data collected. The map should be up online in about 6 months. Days of hunting for quarters appear to be over. The city of Milwaukee is phasing out parking meters around campus and replacing them with pay kiosks. So instead of plugging meters with quarters, you can swipe your debit or credit card. The new system provides a receipt.
There are changes in parking around MATC as well, and this change has brought about some frustration among students. Kyle Pomfret has the story in today's MATC report.
MATC's 8th and State parking structure has moved to automated pay stations to pay for parking instead of having manned people at the gates.
It's more convenient. It's become more convenient, but it started off as just a big cluster. I mean, it made things more complicated because all the machines weren't really acting right.
The change is a big difference from the way it used to be, where you could pay $1.50 in cash when you left the structure. Students must put money under the Stormer's Pass on machines like these to keep paying at the normal discounted rate.
The students are going to need to make sure they have a parking pass from the cashier's department and have money put on their campus cards, their Stormer Pass, in order to get their discount, a $1.50 discount.
The students' biggest frustration is with the automatic cashiers. There have been issues with the machines accepting parking stubs and campus cards from students.
A lot of tickets weren't readable, so it started off, it was just a big mess. We had lines, stretching all the way up to like the second and third level. So it started off as a mess, but now it's a lot more convenient, just sliding in my card and sliding in the ticket.
For now, students will have to cope with the new parking system. For Panthervision, with the MATC report, I'm Kyle Pomfret.
There's also street parking around the MATC campus, but like UWM, there's a limit on how long you can park on the street.
A UW-Milwaukee family is celebrating a milestone birthday and creating some new traditions along the way. Panthervision's Rashida Butler reports.
Brent Green, president of the UW-Milwaukee Black Student Union, says he's exhausted.
I know one thing I can say, it's tough being a leader.
He's been preparing for this day for 3 months. It's game night. And now that it's finally here, the hard work is over and the fun can begin. October 16th marked the union's 43rd birthday, and to celebrate, they're taking place in the first ever BSU Homecoming Week. Homecoming Week founder Brianna Holmes says her motive behind creating the week was simple.
But I just wanted to kind of create an environment or a spirit.
For students like Monica Cherry, the spirit has evolved into something more.
And then kind of over the years, we kind of developed like this BSU family.
Brent, along with other members, say that they have a lot of work in store for them. But for tonight, they just want to relax and enjoy good company.
Well, I enjoy myself. I love playing games. I'm a gamer.
In Milwaukee, I'm Rashida Butler for Panthervision.
The BSU is a social club that supports African American students through a variety of events.
Well, the weather is pretty mild out there.
But winter is definitely coming. Let's now hand it over to our atmospheric sciences major, Chris Nelson. And Chris, hearing about some big-time windy weather coming in too.
Very windy conditions. We could actually see winds up to 60 miles per hour coming up in the next couple of days, and that's why the National Weather Service has issued a high wind warning for the next 2 to 3 days. So I'll have more on that in a bit. First things first, let's take a look at current conditions across Milwaukee here, and it's looking very cloudy and fog and mist as well as we are heading into our working Monday here. Temperatures at 60 degrees right now. The dew point is sitting at 57 and the barometric pressure is sitting at 29.52 and it's holding steady here. So let's take a look at our forecast for today. AM clouds and a little bit of fog as well. That fog is eventually going to subside and we're going to see some sunshine in the afternoon. The high temperature is going to be about 70. That could actually break a record for today in the city of Milwaukee. The low will get down to 56 and the precipitation is relatively low at 10% here. So let's take a look here at statewide conditions here. Actually lows from last night here. Beautiful, looking like average high temperatures actually for this time of year. 50 all the way in Rylander, 53 in Eau Claire and 57 in La Crosse. That actually looks like a high, average high temperature for this time of year here. So let's take a look at highs for today here. And we got it up there, 73 in La Crosse. That's like summer, guys. 66 in Eau Claire, 65 in Green Bay, and 67 in the Fox Cities. But down in Iowa is brewing a low pressure system and a cold front. That's going to brew on into the parts of southeastern parts of Wisconsin here. And that's where we're going to start to see the wind and the storms here. So for tonight, chance of showers and thunderstorms, especially after midnight. and that chance of rain is going to be about 100%, and we could see as much as a ½ inch of rain. The low is going to be 62. Those winds are going to be gusting very hard from 10 to 15 miles per hour, and eventually could even get up to about 50 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, windy, that's where we're going to see our high wind warning here. A strong cold front is sweeping through the southwestern part of the state here, and that's where we're going to be seeing those 60 mile per hour winds. It's going to begin at about 7 a.m. and end on Wednesday at about 7 p.m. The high will be 65. And let's move on to Wednesday here. Mostly sunny and beautiful, but still windy here. And we're going to see a high of 65 and a low of 52. And the extended forecast coming up here looking pretty nice, guys. 50s. And even that Sunday, we're looking for 57 for Halloween. And let's...
All right, well, we better hold on to your hat. Sounds like it's going to be pretty windy.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Yep.
Well, the overuse of energy has our campus going green. UWM's newest dormitory, Cambridge Commons, has joined the movement. The Residence Hall installed a new program to monitor energy use. John O'Leary has the story.
Cambridge Commons is one of UWM's newest green residence halls located on Milwaukee's east side. Ryan Alsop is one of the many RAs residing at Cambridge.
Well, here at Cambridge Commons, we got multiple things that are really green. We have 2 green roofs that are on the north and south end, and on those green roofs, we collect all the rainwater, and as well in the courtyard, we collect all the rainwater. We're a zero runoff facility, so we collect all the water that ever rains, and we use it.
In an effort to become even more energy efficient, UWM's newest residence halls, Riverview and Cambridge Commons, recently installed an energy dashboard. This program, developed by the Lucid Design Group, allows students to track their energy consumption. Resident and student Anthony Henry likes the new addition.
I think it's actually a positive idea to bring this to a campus environment. It shows that UWM students as well as college students can get involved in saving energy as well.
But does this program really help in cutting back in energy use?
It can help, but it's based off how people use their energy.
The new energy dashboard installed at both the Riverview Residence Hall and Cambridge Commons allows residents to track electricity, water, and gas at any public and/or personal computer. Anthony's RA sees this as a big step for UWM.
I think it's great. It's the first one in the state of Wisconsin I've heard.
Other universities that have installed these dashboards have seen significant drops in energy consumption. UWM plans to make the campus more energy efficient with this new addition to its many facilities. For Panthervision, I'm John O'Leary.
Well, a student is hanging up the cleats for a clipboard and a whistle.
And rugby like you've never seen it before. All this and more when we return.
Boy, it's amazing how many stars there are. You know what's really amazing, Clell, is that recent discoveries within the Orion Nebula lend credence to the theory of a whole other solar system, predating our own, of course, the origins of which remain in microscopic gaseous form, thus increasing the chances of our not being alone. Let's see.
Well, it's still football season, but UWM is already gearing up for basketball.
John O'Leary joins us now with sports.
The UWM men's basketball team is picked to finish 5th in the Horizon League according to a poll of coaches and sports information directors. The Panthers returned 3 starters from last season's team. They also get a big name back in the lineup. All-conference senior guard Tone Boyle is healthy after missing all of last season with a back injury. The Panthers start the season with an exhibition game against the Milwaukee School of Engineering November 1st at the Klatschi Center. 2 members of the UW Green Bay men's soccer team are being investigated for allegations of sexual assault. The alleged victim told the police 2 players assaulted her at an on-campus apartment earlier this month. She says she can't remember all the details because she was drugged. Investigators searched the apartment after obtaining a warrant. They confiscated pills and alcohol from the scene. The 2 players have been suspended while authorities continue their investigation. The Wisconsin Badgers football team is having quite the season. You've probably heard by now the Badgers beat the #1 team in the country earlier this month, but who cares, right? I mean, UWM won the Golden Keg this year. Panthervision's Adeline Guardo tells us more about the UWM football team.
It's game day for UWM Football Club, and Nathan Wallen is getting butterflies.
I'm nervous. I've been nervous since Friday night. I really look forward to game day.
But this UWM alum no longer takes part in the physical aspect of the game, but rather the verbal.
Hey, get him, AJ! Get him, AJ! I've got a military background. I've been to basic training. I know what it means to use the big boy voice. 6 line, hit!
Nathan says he was ready for football season, but when the Air Force found out he was playing, the idea didn't fly so well. So former player took up coaching the team instead.
It makes me proud. I mean, I look back at the old pictures and I kind of have to giggle to myself or pinch myself that, I'm the coach now. I mean, I used to play.
For Nate and his team, this is as real as it gets.
There's some big guys out there. There's some real hitting down there.
And although Nathan's role may no longer have him taking those hits, he has had no problem proving his commitment to the team.
He did a lot for this team. I mean, we were really disorganized this year. We had kind of a bad transition. And I mean, without him, I don't know if we would have won a game this year. So.
For the team, I've been equipment manager, I've been travel itinerary person, general manager, trying to find guys. There are 5 or 6 different hats I willingly and gladly wear for this team.
And if that weren't enough, there's one more job Nathan gladly takes on.
Get in tight.
He's also the team photographer.
I don't know, honestly, I don't know what I enjoy more because I love to shoot, but I love to coach too. It's a toss-up.
It's clear that Nathan has given it his all for UWM club football. And as the team's season comes to an end, so does Nathan's time with the team.
I'll miss it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all my time next week. This was a big time commitment, but...
But like some football greats do, Nathan is already contemplating coming back next year.
The guys asked me to come back, so I must have did something right.
In Milwaukee, I'm Adeline Guajardo for Panthervision.
Thank you.
Can I get a Nate on 3? 1, 2, 3!
Nate! Thank you. Guys, everybody here on the 30, I want a team picture.
Keg?
Actually, it's not golden, and it has been an 8-year tradition that UWM has never lost. They actually won 16-8.
Awesome.
Great. Well, thank you, John.
Thanks.
Well, life can throw you some pretty tough roadblocks, but one woman refuses to let anything slow her down. Panthervision's Brittany Radakovich reports.
UWM alumna Katie Yench is your average 29-year-old who likes to go and hang out with friends. Except in high school, she received news that would change her life forever.
I have multiple sclerosis.
Even though living with multiple sclerosis can be hard,
The world is not handicap accessible. It's really not.
Katie makes the best of her situation. Katie is a member of the Milwaukee Iron, a rugby team for people who are handicapped. Katie's mom, Susan, says she loves to support Katie and the team.
Because these guys, they really are determined and they're doing the best with their situation. It's amazing to us what they can do.
Katie says playing rugby in a wheelchair can be pretty tough, especially for someone who has MS.
And I just get really fatigued easily.
But it doesn't stop her from playing or cheering on her teammates.
Good job, Mo!
Katie's been on the team for the past 5 years. She says she doesn't know when she'll stop playing rugby, but it isn't anytime soon.
Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game.
In Waukesha, I'm Brittany Radakovich for Panthervision.
Well, unfortunately, Katie and the Milwaukee Iron lost their first game of the tournament against their biggest rival, Chicago. But the team placed 4th overall and is looking forward to next year's tournament. Well, that's it for tonight's edition of Panthervision.
Make sure to tune in next week on this channel, or you can watch on Time Warner Wisconsin On Demand Channel 411.
From all of us here at Panthervision, have a good night.